one thing I did want to do in this show. Obviously, we didn't know Taylor was going to be in the show, but I'm glad he is in the show, bringing a different opinion, of course, and that's obviously the main point of doing any of these shows. And I want to go to Ahmad first, then we'll go to Taylor, and then I'll give you my opinion at the end. What I want to do is, who do you think, from my perspective and Ahmad's perspective, who do we want as Bayern Munich manager? Obviously, Taylor's not going to be able to do that because he's going to say bloody Oliver Solskjaer. Yeah, who do you want and why? And just go from there. So we'll start with you, Ahmad. Which manager would you like and why?
Ideally, I would say Flick, but now I know Hannes doesn't want him, so he's not going to join anyway, so there's no point in me saying him. I'm going to say Zidane. And I say Zidane because, to be really honest, I said before and I say it again, I don't think the language thing is that much of an issue. There's like good amount of French players. I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line in the transfer window, we're going to get French players anyway. Let's be honest. That's what we've been doing. So that's not that deep. I think that he'll somewhat, with his aura, be respected, but by players, because he may not be like strict with the way he talks to players. Like he won't be like hella angry, But what he will do is he'll talk sensibly, but then when the time is right, he will set the boundaries and he'll be like, hey, listen, that's how I used to do things, and now you're gonna do things that way. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be the best, that's how you do things. You put decks to work, you put this, you do that. Like he's gonna use his own way to somewhat motivate the players. And his style of football was really effective, man. I remember they used to play like some nice football, nice football, but it was counter-attacking as well. I actually enjoyed that type of football at Real Madrid. I think we can have one of those at Bayern, but the thing is, I just don't want it being defensive and then counter-attack. Make it be beautiful, and then when we need to hit them, we hit them. Really, that's all it needs to be. Just make it hella attacking, beautiful. The rest happens in itself. So yeah, that's my choice.
Just a follow-up question before Taylor answers. If it was Zidane and you got who you wanted, obviously that was the main question. What would you expect of him in a season?
Like every season, man. Treble.
Okay.
No, I'm being honest.
Man's pushing hard. Not with that team.
The only time, I'll be honest with you,
not with that team.
The only time I did not expect a treble, and it was just a double, was when we had Nagelsmann. Now, why? Because at the time we got Nagelsmann, he was very young and he was learning on the job. So it didn't make any sense for him to win the Champions League because you need experience in the Champions League to, somewhat win it. So I didn't think he was ever going to win the Champions League till this year if he stayed, which he didn't. So thank you very much, Khan, you waste man. But yeah, he's really the only one that I did not expect to win the treble. And even then, I expected a double. So there you go, man. There's your answer.
Taylor? Perspective, of course.
So, obviously, it's not really a want. If I was a Bayern fan, I'd probably want either like Zizou or Alonso for obvious reasons. For Zizou and Alonso because the way it could be a longevity and it could be at the top for a longevity as well would be crucial for what you need. But I do think it would be Alonso because obviously if the board are having some sort of issue with Zizou language barrier or whatever, then they're probably going to really push hard for Alonso at the end of the season. And especially if Alonso would prefer Bayern over Liverpool for now. I really think that's what they'll push for. And obviously, for obvious reasons, his football has been really good for Leverkusen. Obviously, last season they didn't do too well, and obviously that was his second year there. And the players he's managed to make world class, obviously Frimpong, you wouldn't expect some sort of different right back to become world class so quickly. And I definitely think he would get the best out of some players at Bayern, especially someone like Musiala. I think Musiala would thrive under Alonso, and I think Alonso will probably maybe bring a player from Leverkusen, could bring a Frimpong, which, Jesus Christ, would be a really good signing. I think exactly what you would need for your right back. That would completely. He would kind of be like the Davies, but on the right side. But I think his potential could be far greater than Davies. Out there, yeah. No, I think Alonso would be
Alonso. Okay. Interesting. Is any of that to do with Liverpool not getting him though? As you are a United fan, or you just being
no, more on a realist. Obviously, I don't want him at Liverpool.
Yeah, of course,
yeah. But I just from the recent news and all that kind of pushes me towards Alonso going to Bayern. It was more 50-50 before anyway. It depends if Liverpool go for an absurd amount of money for him, then he could be swayed. Depends what his ambition is as a manager and how much, if money persuades him, either or. What about you, Liam? What do you think's happening?
Liam, you didn't answer what you think. Who would you get?
I think we should go for Jose Mourinho.
That is the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life.
No, I think we should. I think I'm undecided. I really am at this moment in time. But I think Zidane is very interesting. But I would generally go with Flick for me. I think what he has done, what he did with the team, I don't know. I generally am undecided. I like Zidane, but I have my.
Is Flick a one?
You know what?
Do you think it would actually happen though?
True. Go on.
Obviously, there's a one. Yeah.
I'll tell you something, right? If it wasn't for the fact that Uli Hoeneß literally blatantly said that, he's not interested with Flick coming back again, I would have literally told you Flick in a heartbeat. But because of that, I can't, because I know it's not going to happen. At least the rest of the names are more I don't say guarantee, but they're more of a possibility of happening. You know, Flick, our CEO just nah, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So, if I had to answer with who I actually want, if I had to answer with who I want Julian Nagelsmann back, but I know it's not going to happen. I know that he won't come back. The disrespect that he was shown is nothing short of disrespectful, of course. What the board did and everything. So if it was a want, that's who I would want. I just don't. I'm really skeptical of Zizou, of an Alonso. Alonso hasn't had enough time in the job to then go to Bayern Munich. Same with Sebastian Hoeneß. Zidane, I have my queries about him. Yes, of course, a lot of our players are French. You could speak to them. The style, the people he's going to bring in, all of this, all of that. But I have my queries because he had a God squad. That squad that he had at Real Madrid was nothing short of a God squad. Maybe he was good tactically. You know, he's obviously got to have some sort of tactics because at the end of the day, we've seen great teams do great things. And then the next season they fall off. And they didn't. They won back to back to back. So he's obviously got something about him. But yeah, I'm really...
I think Zidane's problem was in the league. Barcelona was still winning the league at that point as well. I think Zidane got one.
But he won the
two.
league once, by the way.
Yeah,
Or
once.
twice.
Yeah.
Won it, no,
It was
twice.
once or twice. He won more Champions League than he did leagues.
2017 and 2020.
Yeah, I think that could be the issue is the sort of longevity in a season of the league compared to knockout stages. Is he going to be, as kind of someone said earlier about Emery as a cup manager? Is he going to end up obviously being a better version? Obviously, if you win Champions League every season, you ain't going to really complain. But you kind of want the league as well because it's your league. You still want to win your league. You don't want your rivals. You don't want a Dortmund or a Leipzig to win the league over you. But obviously, a Champions League is.
Don't worry, Leverkusen is doing that this season. Leverkusen is doing that this season.
So that's the only sort of skeptical with Zidane. But so then, if you've made it work in the Champions League, then you're doing something right.
You know what, though? There's one thing that we can hold against Zinedine Zidane. He robbed us. He robbed us of a Champions League.
That's Zidane, that's Ole. Who else is there?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm taking the piss now, to be honest. Even though I do think we got robbed by that game. But you know what? It doesn't take the fact that Madrid team was insane and Zidane was insane. But yeah, man. You know what? I take Zidane, man. I would. The only reason why I'm not taking Alonso is because I'm sorry. I don't trust this. Lack of experience. I just don't.
I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, people, let us know what you think in the comment section down below. And yeah, man, I think that's a good time to end. Thank you for the constant support on the channel. Ahmad, looks like he's going to say something, and then he's yawning. Yeah, there is an argument going on in that.
There's an argument going on about who should be manager for.
We'll go from there. So yeah, big up to everyone. Thank you for the constant support. And we'll see you in the morning. Peace out. Tuchel out now.